This team is the king of the NFC North.
The rest of the NFC has to be a little nervous.
What you're seeing with Detroit, and this is what good teams do, they had a vision, and they're patiently putting it together.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get straight into it. When I tell you guys that the Detroit Lions are serious, legitimate contenders, they are for real. Arguably, I shouldn't even say arguably here, they are having their best start to the season at 4-1 for the first time in 10 years. And let's not kid ourselves here, if there wasn't some bad coaching at the end of the Seahawks game, they really should be 5-0 right now. I've never seen a Detroit Lions squad play this complimentary football before, and it's damn exciting. But what's going on, guys? It's Rampage coming at you. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because it always does help me out. It helps more Lions fans see it. Let's try to get over 1,000 likes and show why the Lions community is the absolute best. But in all seriousness, guys, when was the last time you were this confident about a Lions roster? I mean, honestly, the way they've been playing through injuries and the way that these backups are coming in and making plays, I feel like everybody on the roster can be on the field and I'd be perfectly okay with it. And I mean, kudos to Brad Holmes, who got this whole thing kicked off, because man, he's probably the best GM the Lions have ever had, hands down. And I know people are going to give me crap for the Lions beating up on a 0-4, now 0-5 team of the Carolina Panthers, but I mean, that's what good teams do, is beat the crap out of anybody, and the Lions absolutely obliterated the Panthers. And when you're having legitimately the best team in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers, copy plays off you, you know you're doing something right. I guess the thing for me personally, what I find most impressive here is going back to last year, the Lions are now 12-3. And teams like the San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs are, supposed to be doing stuff, because that's what real sustained success looks like. But the Lions are right there too, man. And also with the 42-24 win over Carolina, this is Detroit's third straight win by double digits, with no team having a longer streak than them, and this is the team's longest streak since 1997. And the way the offense is humming along, and the way the defense especially is playing right now, they can play in a shootout with almost anybody. And I feel like Detroit's finally getting the recognition where it's due, and the NFL is really milking it all up. They're seeing the Lions post arguably one of the best run defenses in the league this far, arguably an offense that is a self-running machine. It doesn't matter who's active, anybody can ball out, and emergences of players who were once undrafted free agents like Jerry Jacobs, who's balling out in zone coverage apparently now, and a guy like Craig Reynolds, who was the fourth running back coming into the Carolina game, stepping up when injuries were hitting. So far, it's a thing of real beauty to see. And the guy that deserves the most love, guys, is Jared Goff, because the guy is absolutely balling out right now. Honestly, if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm calling Goff's agents and being like, look, we're going to extend you to a long-term deal. And while it's still a little bit early, I think Goff should be an MVP consideration, because through the first 5 weeks of the season, Goff is the number one graded PFF quarterback at 90.6. And yeah, sure, PFF numbers don't always reflect the real story of the player or the stats that they're putting up. But against the Carolina Panthers, Goff put up a completion percentage of 71.4, 236 yards, threw for 3 TDs to 0 interceptions, and had a passer rating of 132.4. He also got in on another score for himself, and also with him going up against Carolina, to me it really felt like he could do anything on the day. And through week 5, his numbers are proving to be just that good, with a completion percentage of 69.8, already throwing for 1,265 yards, which is currently 9th leading in the NFL, 9 TDs to just 3 interceptions, and having a 104.4 passer rating. Honestly, guys, and I want you all to know this, I was a Stafford lover, love Stafford, love what he did for this team, but the way Goff is playing and the way that he's embraced the city, honestly, to me, it feels like he's the best quarterback that the Lions have ever had, and I hope that he brings a Lombardi to the city just because of how he is, his character, his demeanor, and his play. I've always been a Goff lover, but damn, he's really good this year. And who also is really good, and arguably one of Brad Holmes' best free agent signings, David Montgomery, and guys, he is absolutely balling out right now. I just didn't know how good or what to expect from David Montgomery just because of how beat up Chicago's O-line was, but behind Detroit's offensive line, David Montgomery has been lights out. What's really funny about that is the offensive line so far has been kind of plug and play with so many injuries taking place. I think, against Kansas City was the only game that they had everybody healthy. And man, if he breaks Jamal's rushing touchdowns record as a Lion, I will absolutely freak out, because it's only his first year, and Monty's currently on pace to do it. He only needs 11 more to do it, and so far in the year, he has 88 rush attempts, 371 yards, an average of 4.2, 6 TDs, TDs, 5 receptions. And in my very honest opinion, I think that's primarily where the Lions offense wants to go the rest of the year, is dominating the time of possession and just running down people's throats. Because I mean, let's be honest, the passing game's been great, but it hasn't been anything spectacular like it was last year. And to me, I think that's really based upon the opponents they've played thus far. They really haven't had to open the playbook. Although I will say it was really impressive during the Carolina game seeing that reverse flea flicker and that direct snap under Goff's legs to David Montgomery for 10 yards. Like, Ben Johnson, master class, man. And we haven't even seen the best guys on offense get acclimated. Like, Jamo's coming off suspension still. Jahmyr Gibbs still needs time to develop. Like, by the end of the year, I fully expect the Lions to be #1 in the league on offense, with Goff having 5 or 6 weapons he can utilize. And one of those weapons, who's a freaking rookie at tight end, Sam Laporta, who leads all tight ends, yes, all tight ends as a rookie in receiving yards. He legitimately looks like, to me, an early George Kittle, and it's just so impressive what he does after contact and just his immense ball skills that he has. Honestly, I thought he was going to get a hat trick yesterday. I bet that he was going to get 3 TDs, and he only got 2, and I was so close to winning $1,200 because of it. And on the year thus far, he has 25 receptions, 289 yards, an average of 11.6 with a long of 45 with 3 TDs. I'm just so excited to see what he does the rest of the year. He's honestly becoming another security blanket like Amon-Ra St. Brown for Goff. And honestly, there's really not much to say about Amon-Ra St. Brown this year because the dude literally does it all, and he didn't even play yesterday. And where I get really fired up and juiced up is that #1 rushing defense in the NFL, your Detroit Lions. And guys, the Lions rushing defense is hitting some historic numbers right now. We haven't seen anything like this since 1939, when the Lions had the fewest rushing yards allowed in that same span. Like, quite honestly, it's really impressive to watch. Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, thank you Jacksonville Jaguars for passing up on him. He has been an absolute unit for the Lions. Charles Harris is coming on again. Romeo Cora is coming on. And I think the fact that Lee McNeil slimmed down, lost around 15 pounds, he's become a juggernaut and is shooting up the gaps really fast. And for me, what's really impressive about this defense and watching it is just seeing how these guys are running around so freaking fast. Like, anybody escapes, you're just seeing so many Lions jerseys flood to that player. Like, I've been really impressed with Alex Anzalone and him just flying around, Jack Campbell coming off the edge. And talk about a secondary that's so beat up, playing out of their minds and like monsters, like Jerry Jacobs playing absolutely fantastic in zone coverage. Like, I mean, he has his struggles in man, and if you leave him on an island, he's going to get burned, but 3 interceptions on the year, the dude is absolutely balling out. Cam Sutton, who we've never heard an announcement made on him because he's just a lockdown corner, like, you never hear Cam's name because nobody is open when they're playing against him. Brian Branch, when he's in there playing like a defensive rookie of the year candidate, he's just a ball hawk. And then yesterday, you have Will Harris playing out of his mind, having that return fumble. I know it's not a sexy thing, but defenses win you games, and the Lions are proving that they have one of the most elite defenses in the league right now, and one of the most explosive offenses that hasn't even hit their stride yet, and a team that just battles through adversity and goes through grit despite the injuries. And quite frankly, if I'm anybody else in the league right now, I am terrified of this team. They are arguably a top 5 team in the league, and honestly, this could be the year that the Lions finally make something special happen. I think we're witnessing something historic being built, long-term sustained success from this franchise, and it's just really inspiring to watch and just finally see it. And yeah, maybe I sound like an ultra fanboy right now, but I don't care, guys. This team has suffered long enough. The fan base has suffered long enough. Finally, something good is happening in Detroit, and I just absolutely love it. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Please remember to leave a like because it always does help me out. Comment what you think down below. Grade my analysis. I don't care. I love talking to you guys. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Peace.